Hello everyone and welcome to our second day of this top 10 decks for World Special, where today we are going to be taking a look at a Trevenant deck. Now, I featured Trevenant in the channel before. I featured it with Gengar and then I featured it with Bursting Balloon, but this time around we have a pretty different version. This version is actually focused on Crushing Hammer and Team Flare Grunt, or otherwise in Energy Denial. The idea is to shut down your opponent's strategy through removing energies, through red card by not allowing them to have a big hand, and shutting down their trainers or item cards in order for you to get a lot of momentum and basically force your opponent into top deck mode every single time. So we have our 4 Phantom with Ascension, we have our 4 Trevenant with ability Forest Curse to prevent our opponent from playing any item cards from his or her hand, and then we have Trevenant BREAK, the obviously main attacker of the deck. Now we have 3 Shaman EX for support. Having only 7 basics means that not only getting dunked is a possibility, but also starting Shaman is almost just as likely as starting with Phantom, which is definitely not a great situation. But yeah, it's definitely manageable, especially because all our energy can be attached on turn 1. Even if we start Shaman, because we do have Dimensional Valley, because we do have Wallies, we can potentially get the turn 1 Trevenant anyways, so it's not the biggest of deals, you know? And as I mentioned, we have the Energy Denial, we also have Delinquent to get rid of our opponent's hands, we have 4 Sycamore, we have 1 N, 1 Lysander, 3 Wallies, which are pretty crucial for us to get our turn 1 Trevenant. And we have Team Flare Hyper Gear Headringer. That's the first time I've said Team Flare Hyper Gear Headringer. In order to make our opponent's Pokémon EX attack even slower. And combined with Rosic, we can actually remove any tool cards my opponent manages to attach before we get the lock. And yeah, it's a pretty much straightforward lock deck, pretty consistent with the 4 Sycamore, 4 Versus, 4 Ultra, 4 Trainers, etc. 3 Shaman, and we only have 7 energy total, so we might suffer a little bit with that, but that's why we have 4 Dimensional Valley. And yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about the deck structure. It's pretty streamlined, pretty consistent, and we'll see how we fare in today's matches. So this will probably be a lot more dynamic than yesterday's Vespiquen Nightmares deck, and wow, right off the bat we're up against a dark type deck, so that's obviously not ideal. Dark type decks are very, very difficult to deal with for Trevenant. They're the decks that are the most damage efficient against Trevenant, which can definitely hinder you. But we are going first, and we get a really okay hand with the red card and the N. Now, even though we do have that, okay. So, my opponent does have the Yveltal. Now the thing is, we can N or I could red card and wait. But because of the fact that we have the threat of Yveltal EX and we are going to need to deny him of energy, I'm actually pretty much forced to N instead of simply using the red card. And there's also the potential that we find the red card right now. So no Headringer, which was what I was hoping for, but I do hit a Crushing Hammer, so I'm gonna pass for now. My opponent does get a free turn of item cards because I did not find the Wally on turn 1. But any energy he does manage to attach is okay. He does get to play the Max Elixir. That Yveltal is probably, well, him whiffing the Max Elixir is definitely one of the best case scenarios. That Yveltal, I'm happy to see that guy because it's the other baby Yveltal that I would be worried about, as it can recover energy and it attacks for a single energy. And yeah, my opponent does find a Sycamore and attaches the Fighting Fury belt, so no Headringer for us to deny that. But even though we are up against a dark deck, I can see some sort of hope. I can definitely see some hope for us. So yeah, we'll see what else my opponent does. He will probably not whiff this Max Elixir. This time around, there it is. He does attach to the Yveltal EX, which is not ideal, but not the worst case scenario either. Flipping heads on the Crushing Hammer would be incredible, as I would get rid of 2 energy, as I definitely need to use the Timpler Grunt right now. And okay, so he attaches a Flowstone. Now, very aware my opponent of the threat of the Head Ringer, and decides to play the Verse Seeker so that he can have a Sycamore for next turn. So my opponent made every possible best move right now. I do flip heads, so I'm gonna get rid of the benched energy. Well, the energy from the benched Yveltal, and I'm going to use Timpler Grunt here in order to remove the energy from that Yveltal. And now I do have a choice here, whom to attach the energy to. I think, actually I'm not gonna attach it. I'm just gonna Ascension right now. I do have the Wallies, and that's the reason why I was hesitant. The issue is he will Sycamore. He will be able to Sycamore. But yeah, getting rid of 2 energy, definitely great. Definitely great. I might have to sacrifice a turn. Okay, so yeah, definitely need to guarantee that he cannot attack me before I can, I don't know, deny him of anything. So, or start attacking myself. We're not in a good position because I do not have any more acceleration or anything. Okay, to get a Crushing Hammer. So if I flip heads on Crushing Hammer, you could make an argument. Okay, I flip tails, so I definitely need to use the Timpler Grunt at this point in time. The issue will be next turn. My opponent does need energy on consecutive turns, but I basically don't have anything, and my opponent has a really big hand where he could have more supporter cards, he could have a lot of things, and including 2 energy. That's all he needs, 2 energy. And okay, I top deck an Ultra Ball. I'm actually going to Ultra Ball into Shaman because I basically rely on removing energy and preventing him from attacking, but I should be putting damage counters, some damage counters, which I'm not accomplishing. So okay. I do not find the break. I can, however, Lysander up this guy, red card him down to 4 cards, and potentially Tree Slam, or try to find the break. And I think it's in my best interest not to KO the Yveltal, so okay, I'm gonna Lysander up this guy. Then I'm going to red card my opponent, and then I'm going to attach the energy to the benched Phantom, and I'm going to Shaman for 4 more cards. And let's see what we get there. Okay. So no Trevenant Break. No Trevenant Break. I will, however, be able to find the Ultra Ball, so that's good. Let's use our other Trainer's Mail. Delinquent. Delinquent could be nice. Ultra Ball could be nice as well. I'm gonna keep the Delinquent just in case. It's sad that I show it to my opponent, and I'm gonna actually get rid of the Delinquent and the Wallies, because maybe getting rid of a Xerosic could be important here, or rather using Xerosic to remove the thingy and then attaching the Head Ringer could be pretty crucial. So like I said, we're not out of this yet, especially because we can Silent Fear here, so that's awesome. Wish I could have done this a few turns earlier, but with the red card, with everything else, I feel comfortable here. Even seeing the Zorua. Trevenant finds an end though, so I don't mind that. He does get a bigger hand for himself, but he also gives me 4 brand new cards. And I say 4 brand new cards because I did draw the exact same cards. But he doesn't attach energy, which is pretty important. The Super Rod is not useful just yet. I will evolve. I think I can safely get rid of my Stadium. I don't think my opponent will have Stadium himself. And I can find, well, there's one Phantom priced. So I'm gonna keep the break and I'm gonna Xerosic. Now what I'm going to Xerosic away is the Floatstone, because that opens up another potential target for me to Lysander later on, which requires 2 energy to attack, or at least a DCE to retreat. So even if he does manage to power up this Yveltal EX, we should still be okay. So yeah, it'd be pretty sick to start off with a win with Trevenant against a dark type deck. Now he does find the Zoroark. He's going to stand in. Does he have the DCE? Oh, he does. No way. Well, that's a huge issue. And he ends me. Okay. I don't mind that, because that might find me a Versus Seeker, so that I can Team Flare Grunt the energy away. I actually find 2 Crushing Hammers and a Versus Seeker. So, okay. Could have been worse. Could have definitely been a lot worse. Now, the issue is the Phantom. This is my last Trevenant. This is the last Trevenant I have currently available. So, I need to flip 1 heads. Okay, and I top dog the break. That's best case scenario. I do flip heads. So, I'm gonna get rid of that energy. And then, if I don't bench anything else, even if he finds another energy, he doesn't KO me. So what I can actually do is use N myself, because now I need to find the Super Rod, so that I can put back Phantoms. And there's the Super Rod. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so even though we're in this position, things are not looking terrible. Gonna put back an energy instead of the Trevenant and the break. Now I will attach the head ringer there, and I could attach an energy. I don't think I need to. It's better if I conserve it, so that I can, if he does Lysander and find himself a turn of item cards, I can attach it to whatever Shaman he brings up and retreat. Because if I do attach it to one Shaman, then that means he can actually Lysander up the other Shaman. Oh, he finds another Sycamore. So he actually gets rid of an energy trying to find the DCE. So I don't mind if he gets it, because I could either Crushing Hammer it away or Team Flare Grunt it away, and that would only leave him 1 DCE. So, and after I get rid of the Zoroark, I can Lysander up the Yveltal pretty comfortably, and I think I win that way. And looks like he whiffed, so it'll be pretty amazing if I manage to win this time around against a dark type deck. Okay, he decides to attach the energy to the active Zoroark, so I'm okay with that. I'm generally okay with that. He actually promotes a Lugia, but what I can actually do is, if okay, there's an important decision I will make here. If I flip heads on Crushing Hammer, I will use Tree Slam instead of Silent Fear. If I flip tails, I will Verse Seeker for the Team Flare Grunt. Okay, I'll take that. So with the Crushing Hammer, I'll get rid of this energy, and then Yeah, he resists, but I still deal the 40 damage I need, so I do that. And then I'm okay here. I'm generally okay. I am generally okay. I use Tree Slam. I put damage onto this Yveltal and this Yveltal. I get the KO on Zoroark. Next turn I can versus Seeker, Lysander to get something stuck in the active slot. I find a Phantom. So things are looking really good for us. Things are looking really good. Okay, he does find the Yveltal and an energy, so he's gonna deal some damage. But oh, and he ends us. Okay. Basically, it comes down to, can he find more DCs to potentially retreat? However, okay, he finds another stadium. He's gonna deal a ton of damage. He will recover 1 energy, and the issue at hand is, look at my hand. I have no way to recover from this. I can't deny his active energy, but a Lysander would have been a lot better. And he actually opts to attach to Lugia EX. Okay. Okay, so gonna have to use a Teamfleur Grunt. He has currently 5 energy in the discard pile and 1 more in his hand, or in play rather. So still need 3 more turns. Should I red card? I mean, I really don't know. I'm gonna red card, whatever. It's basically the same. I have no information on his hand from the previous turn or from the current turn, so I don't know if I'm helping him or deterring him, but might as well. And there's a Silent Fear. Now, does he find another energy? That's the question. Does he find another basic darkness energy? He replaces my stadium, and that's it. Please tell me that's it. Please tell me that is all you're going to do. Please tell me that is all you are going to do for now. He actually finds the DC, but decides to attach to the Lugia EX, which I do not mind. I actually do not mind. It's gonna take 2 more turns to KO this Yveltal, and I actually top deck a versus Seeker, so I have 2 choices. I can Lysander up this guy, so I can keep using Silent Fear for more turns. This guy and this guy will be KO'd. That's 3 prizes, so it's gonna come down to 2 more prize cards for me. So actually, okay, this is my play. He needs to find another DCE in order to retreat, right? So I'm going to Lysander up this guy, otherwise he loses. And I'm going to Tree Slam. No, I'm gonna Silent Fear. Yeah, I'm gonna Silent Fear. I get 3 prizes off of this, which could potentially allow me to find other things. Wall is not helpful, energy is not helpful, another energy not helpful, so it comes down to, can he retreat right now? Can he retreat? No, he can't. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. He actually top decked that energy. He definitely top decked that energy, and he says disgusting. And concedes. So yeah, that's the point of this deck. That's definitely the point of this deck. And there we go. There we go. We start off with a win against that dark type deck. I'm really happy about that. I think we played almost optimally. Nebran's deck didn't have Shaman. You could make an argument that it wasn't the best deck. You could see some Yveltal at Worlds, especially day 1. I don't know if day 2, but day 1 you could definitely see some Yveltal. And I'm gonna turn on the fan, guys, because sorry if it makes background noise, but I definitely need it so that my computer doesn't want to explode on me. And yeah, very, very nice. I don't know, it feels nice to start off with with such a win. So yeah. We are up against M26 or EMI or whatever, with more Arceus sleeves and a Generations deck box. Start off with Shaman, not ideal, but we do, however, have the Wallies, so we do have our turn 1 Trevenant, which is great, and we're up against that Jolteon. I do not mind that at all. Okay, gonna Ultra Ball away my Stadium and the Wallies. Getting rid of the Stadium, not ideal, of course. Wow, there's 2 Phantoms priced. Holy crap. That's not good. That is definitely not good. Okay, gonna retreat. Gonna promote the Phantom. Now, the eternal difficult decision. Do you Wallies and then Trainer's Mail? Do you Trainer's Mail and then Wallies? Does it even matter because all the cards are random? I'm gonna go with the Wallies first. I do that because that reduces the odds of you seeing one Trevenant in the top 4 cards, even though they were pretty low. And that's what I was fearing. That's exactly what I was fearing. I get nothing. I literally get nothing off of the Trainer's Mail. So I block my opponent on turn 1, but I have no follow-up. I literally have 0 follow-up, and my opponent even finds the energy he needs. Finds a Stadium, so that's maybe Mega Rayquaza. But yeah, him having energy, that's a problem. I top deck an energy, however I cannot attack because I do not have the Stadium. So we are in top deck mode and my opponent is attacking me. Does have energy, doesn't seem to have much else, and it will be a 6-hit KO by dealing 30 damage every turn. And I thankfully top deck a Sycamore. Very, very lucky on my part. I, however, do not find another energy or a Stadium card, but I can try and use Shaman once again. I flip Tails, not great. Gonna Ultra Ball away the Trevenant and the Lysander, I guess. I'm gonna find Shaman. Shaman for 3 cards. I don't have high hopes of hitting the Stadium or an energy, but either one of those would be really nice. Oh wow, I actually hit probably the best 3 cards I could have hoped for. Although the red card I'm gonna hold on to for now, because my opponent hasn't done anything, literally anything, for the last 2 turns after the item block. So bring him down from 6 useless cards to 4 potentially useful cards. Okay, he attaches a DCE, I do not mind that. Maybe he top decked that, maybe he didn't. I'm gonna Team Flare grunt it away. I'm not gonna do anything else, and he concedes, so yeah. That Sycamore top deck was really, really crucial for us. And that's the power of the item lock. That's the power of the item lock. So let's find our next match. Let's find our next match. Okay. Now, wow. It's actually the same guy, isn't it? It is actually the same guy. EVL Lit, I think. Or maybe we played him or her earlier, not entirely sure. I do get to go first. I mulligan. Is this the guy that said disgusting in the first game? I'm not entirely sure. I do mulligan, however, twice. There's the Phantom. Okay, I do get to go first, so we could potentially find the Wallies. Now the question is, what did he start off with? Shaman would be great, a Veltal EX would be okay, the ability Veltal would be good, Baby Veltal would be terrible, Umbreon EX, discard as many cards as you like from your hand and draw many cards. Umbreon EX, meh, not great, but not terrible either. So, do I double Trainer's Mail, or do I first Shaman and then double Trainer's Mail? There's no Phantoms, there's one Trevenant priced, there's no Shaman priced, there's no Wally's priced. Okay, so in an ideal world I find a Headringer and a Wally's. That's in an ideal world. I'm gonna use Shaman first before the Trainer's Mail. I generally don't know what's the better decision. There's pros and cons to both. Now, I'm gonna Trainer's Mails now. There's the Wally's, that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Okay, now I'm pretty happy with my hand. And I might actually stop here or use Wally's. Okay, I definitely use the Wally's. That's for sure. I use the Wally's on the active, obviously. And then, do I Trainer's Mail? Do I Ultra Ball? Do I what? I'm gonna Trainer's Mail. And find... do I Headringer or do I Red Card? I'm gonna Headringer. Yeah. Instead of the Red Card. Red Card would have been nice, but I can save that for later. I'm gonna attach that to the active. Yeah, it's definitely the same guy. And I'm gonna pass. Absolute perfect turn 1. Well, almost perfect. Almost perfect. The 1 retreat cost, he has the TCG. Oh wow, he would have KO'd the Phantom if I had not gotten the Wally. He does hit me for 60. He can discard all 5 cards and draw 5 brand new cards. And that's exactly what, well, he discards 3. So the other 2 are probably energy. So after seeing that, probably would have been better to grab the red card, but I had no information on his hand, so there was no way I could have known that. What I just did might have been a mistake. I can try to get rid of the energy. No, I flipped tails. I can, however, start attacking and dealing some damage. I'm gonna Shaman for 3 cards and then use the Trainer's Mail. Okay, so no Ultra Ball, no Trevenant Break. Yes, Wally, but I've already used a supporter. So I'll keep the Headringer for now. And I'm gonna use Tree Slam. It's fine. I deal 10 more damage to the active, 10 less damage to the benched Pokemon. No Stadium. He can, however, attach an energy and KO me with Endgame, which that's exactly what he does. That Crushing Hammer would have been quite crucial. And there's the Veil of Darkness. Okay. Oh wow, wow. He chooses to draw more cards instead of getting a KO. I do not mind that at all. Okay, he's keeping 2 cards, so I'm gonna use a red card because I know he's conserving 2 cards for some reason. Getting the break would be pretty pointless on the active, so I will Verseeker Wally, but Wally the bench Trevenant into Trevenant Break instead of the active, and then I attach the energy to that Trevenant Break because this guy gets KO'd no matter what. And then I use Tree Slam once again, and I'm gonna put the damage onto the Pokemon that were already damaged. Yeah, I basically need a Lysander to seal off the match, but I feel comfortable, even though I'm up against a dark type deck. I feel a little bit comfortable. Trevenant hasn't played any supporter cards, so odds of him having a Sycamore right now out of the five cards he drew is definitely not terrible. He benches an Yveltal EX, which is great for me because I was holding on to the Headringer just for that. Yveltal is such a much bigger threat than Lugia EX is. And he uses Veil of Darkness, which will allow him to draw more cards. Only discards one, so does he seriously have that many energy? Does he seriously have that many energy already available to him? Or does he have a supporter card? Okay. Attach the Headringer there. I'm gonna play the Super Rod to put back energy and Trevenant and Phantom. Basically, I need to have my opponent go through 6 Trevenants. If I do that, I should still be okay. No anything to discard things. So that might cost me. He could potentially grab a one-hit KO with this Yveltal EX, and that would be a huge problem. That would be a huge problem. If he retreats and gets a KO, I could be in a lot of trouble. Because, I don't know. I generally don't know. Maybe not in huge trouble, because I can Ascension and use the Team for Grunt on the same turn to keep the luck and also remove the potential DCE off of the Yveltal EX. So the Headringer should come in clutch. If he has another Darkness. If he doesn't, could be okay still. I could remove the DCE from the active. But okay, he's going to retreat. He will have another Darkness energy. And he will get a KO. So I won't be able to attack this upcoming turn. Yep. I won't be able to attack. He gets his KO. But I will... Well, if he has another DCE, then... If he has another DCE, he probably wins. Probably. Okay. First things first, I Team Flare Grunt the DCE. Because then the only way he attacks is with a DCE. Then I Ultra Ball away the Delinquent and the Wally, or both Wallies. No, the Delinquent and the Wally. And find myself a Trevenant for the benched Phantom, because I will Ascension. I mean, even if I find energy, I cannot attack with that Trevenant, and then I Shaman for 4 cards, and I get energy, which is great. I get a Crushing Hammer, which if I flip heads on, which I do, is even better. I hate my mouse is being dumb. Okay, I do not get anything for later on though. I generally do not get too much for later on, but I do have the Wallies to start using Trevenant BREAK and keep on placing damage counters whilst I top deck something. And once again, it comes down to, does my opponent have supporters, how many energy does he have access to right now, etc, etc, etc. I have enough stadiums, so I do not mind that. Oh, he had the DCE, wow. And he has a Sycamore, wow. Wow, wow, wow. So we are definitely in a huge amount of trouble. Unless I top deck a Versus Seeker to use Team Flare Grunt, and I've already used 3 Versus Seekers, I do not see how I win this match. Wow, okay. That's one way to get really lucky. And wow, that was extremely lucky. That was extremely lucky. Now I'm gonna place the damage counters on the EX Pokemon because I really need to finish off this match as quickly as possible. And Yveltal EX, and that way by KOing 3 Pokemon EX, that's how I win. Wow, that Team Flare Grunt top deck was really crucial. Now my deck is pretty thin though, so it was still pretty lucky. But I still had 2 Crushing Hammer, potentially 1 Berserker, 1 Team Flare Grunt, so that's 4 cards out of 12. One out of every 3 cards would have helped me. 1 Sycamore, that's 5 out of 12. I mean, there were still potential good cards there. Now, Event attaches to Umbreon, so maybe he's hoping I will KO the Yveltal. Maybe he's hoping he will find an AC. I do, however, find the best possible cards. Or, wow, the Zorua. Okay. So, if I use, my play here is, the best play every time here is to Lysander up the Umbreon and KO it. That's pretty much what I need to do to seal the game, maybe. Although I survive now. I'm gonna keep the energy. I survive now, the attack. So if I use Tree Slam, no, I'm gonna use Silent Fear. Okay. Would he have... Does he have another TCE? Does he have his last TCE? That's the question here. Does he have his last TCE? I'm hoping he doesn't. I'm genuinely hoping he doesn't. Silent Fear or Tree Slam? I'm gonna Silent Fear. That was a tough choice. Okay. Does he have Zoroark DZ out of his 4 card hand? He has Zoroark. He has Darkness Energy. No DZ. That's great. He has 2 cards in his hand. I'm fine with that. I am generally fine with that. All I need to do is 2 more Silent Fears. That's all I need to do. That is absolutely everything I need to do. So, I will attach an energy here, and then I use Silent Fear once again. KO the Umbreon EX. Yveltal EX is at 20 damage from 20 hit points from getting KO'd. Lugia EX is 20 hit points from getting KO'd. I actually got 3 prizes. I forgot I was KOing that Yveltal. I get an N, I get a Sycamore. I have my last Berserker to remove energy potentially. He has another energy, he uses Sycamore, but because he's not going to Lysander, because he cannot KO both Trevenant Breaks, all I need to do, and he cannot AC anymore, so all I need to do is use Silent Fear. I KO both Lugia EX and Yveltal EX for the game. So maybe he or she will say disgusting once again. And that's 2 dark decks we've beaten with Trevenant. Wow. Not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. He deals maximum damage there. No big deal. The counter stadium, I guess, forces me to have an energy, etc, etc. But I do have it. I do have it. I'm gonna Sycamore because I know there was still 1 stadium card left. There we go. And he says completely disgusting. And there's the victory. Yep. So game 1 was apparently disgusting, and game 2 was completely disgusting. What are you gonna do? I got pretty lucky. I definitely got pretty lucky when I top decked that Team Flare Grunt. Without that top deck, I don't think I could have won. He was getting, or he or she was drawing energy pretty consistently, so she was getting a bit lucky there, if you will. But yeah, X-Dino with a metal, psychic, colorless type deck. Is this Bronzong with Hoopa and things like that? If it is, and he has the Bronzong with the ability that prevents damage counters, we might be in a lot of trouble. Especially with such a hand, such a terrible hand. Such an absolutely terrible hand. And okay, nope, it's actually Mega Scizor. Okay. Mega Scizor. Wow. Or Scizor, simply Scizor. Okay. Place down Hoopa immediately. Place down Hoopa immediately. Finds 2 Scizors and Shaman. Okay. It's gonna be a wild ride, this one, because Scizor is a pretty cost-effective attacker. Yeah, and if he manages to use a lot of max elixirs, a lot of different things right now, we could be in a lot of trouble. Okay, Ultra Ball. Wow, he even has the Bronzong. And max potions, okay. Okay. So, Shamans for 5, wow. Pretty incredible hand for my opponent right off the bat. Definitely jealous, especially after seeing my hand. I 100% need a Sycamore off of the Trainer's Mail. Or else. Okay, so this is the only thing I can do. Wally or red card. Or Berserker to reuse all the supporters I do not have in my hand. I guess the red card. Oh boy. Okay. I remove an energy, but he has Bronzong, so it's really no big deal. If I attach the Headringer to the active, that might prevent him from attaching float stones to retreat. If I play the red card, I remove one hand or one card from his hand, and I attach to Shaman and pass. Okay, so this game might be the first loss of the top 10 special. Yesterday we got 5 out of 5 wins with Night March. Might have been 6 out of 6 wins, not entirely sure. The opponent, off of his Trainer's Mails, finds a Spirit Link, very nice. Even had the Mega Scizor. Uses Meta Links to recover that energy, which made no point, and he has a Birch, so why not? Why not? Okay, so maybe my strategy has to switch into decking him out. Wow. He even flips heads and uses Iron Crusher for the game. Wow. Absolutely crushing. Looks like the game has frozen. Yep, looks like the game has frozen. Or... yeah, it's waiting for... no. Yeah, the game has frozen. Oh, come on. Unfreeze, please unfreeze. Please unfreeze. Nope, it's not working. Okay, so gonna close. The screen will freeze, and then I'm going to open the TCG online once again. I might have to refresh the background. Nope. Okay, perfect. I'm actually going to remove the screen for 1 second so that you guys don't see or don't get a chance to see my password by mistake or whatever. Maybe some of you can figure out a password off of the sound the the keyboard makes. I don't know, just to be sure. There's the screen back again. and we're gonna find another game. How could we lose like that? Really unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? It happens. Hopefully better now than at Worlds, right? Better now than at Worlds. So the game now has loaded. We still have 15 minutes to get to 1 hour, so probably 1 or 2 games at least. 1 or 2 more games. 1 long game or 2 shorter games maybe. And let's find our next game. Immediately, are we gonna see another dark deck? No. Psychic, Lightning, Grass, Colorless. What is that? Is that Night March with the new Galvantula? Dual type Galvantula? We'll see. We will see. So, not a great hand to start off with. My opponent also mulligans, and yeah, it is Night March. Okay, so finally a really good match for us. Might be a quick game. My opponent does go first though, so that means he gets a free turn of item cards. Those melodic sleeves are really nice. Why? Why must we open up with hands like this? So immediately, right off the bat, okay. So Shaman against Shaman, at least that's fair. Or that's even. Hex Maniac being priced is obviously good information. We don't know if my opponent runs 2, but Sycamore also being priced is great. Yeah, basically, as long as we find... Oh wow, he actually does play 2 Hex Maniacs. Wow. And plays 1 immediately. I don't mind that, actually. Now, do I play the red card or not? That's the question here. If I play the red card, he didn't do anything else. So you would imagine he doesn't have anything else. So as long as I have I find one of my 4 Phantoms or one of my 4 Ultra Balls, which I do find the Phantom. So yeah, we might see a my stupid mouse. We might see a concession right now, to be honest. We generally might see a concession. I'm not using my Trainer's Mail just yet. There's nothing I really need, and if he ends us, I'd still like to have access to the Trainer's Mails. So okay, he had 2 DCs and he had the Sycamore, so that's why he held on to the Sycamore. But now he has no item cards, which is great, and all he does is pass. So I'm going to red card, which I did top deck pretty fortunately. I can not only get, I could potentially get rid of a DCE right now, which might be in my best interest, instead of attacking. Huh. I mean, dealing damage would be nice, but if I get rid of the DCE, I force him to have another one to recover the one he has already attached. So yeah, I'm just gonna pass here. I don't see any problem with that. If I remove all 4 DCs from play, and he cannot use things like he cannot use Puzzle of Time to recover them, that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect for me. And now I even find the Ultra Ball to find the Trevenant BREAK. So wow, he actually does find another DC. Okay, I don't mind that. He will pick both of them up, but I actually have the red card Delinquent combo, which is pretty sick if you think about it. Pretty sick. Now, yeah, he promotes Shaman. I don't mind that. I do not mind that. Okay, Red card gets rid of the 2 DCs and the other Shaman. Delinquent gets rid of 3 out of his 4 cards in hand. Okay, he gets rid of teammates and 2 Joltics. I wonder what his last card is. And then I Trainer's Mail into Sycamore and find the Trevenant BREAK. Okay, maybe the Delinquent was not the smartest idea. Maybe it wasn't the smartest idea. But it's also not the worst idea. He has 2 cards in hand. What are those 2 cards? Oh, Shaman, wow. Very nice. Very, very nice. But he passes, okay. I'll take that. Gonna Trainer's Mail. Find nothing too useful for now. Nothing I want to discard. So I'm just gonna choose nothing and use Sycamore for 7 cards. I do find an energy to start using Silent Fear. And gonna keep the Berserker to discard a potential DC he attaches to the active and tries to Sky Return. Huh. Interesting dynamic here. Very interesting dynamic. He immediately passes. Okay, so I guess this will go on for a few turns. Wow, there's no more. Oh, okay, there is a Trevenant BREAK. Never mind. And Silent Fear. There's nothing else I really need. I just have to hope he doesn't top deck out of this, which doesn't look like he's able to so far. I could KO the Shaman this upcoming turn thanks to the Stadium. Grab myself 2 prize cards, but I don't think I want to because the active Shaman does have the head ringer. And yeah, all I'm gonna do is Silent Fear. And we should win this upcoming turn by cleaning the table. Tablemon cleaning the table. Pretty silly, I know. But yeah, this is why this deck is really strong against Night March. And especially because he didn't get a really strong start. So I was able to abuse that. And there we go. There we go. Another victory for us. And it's now 52 minutes. I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. It's not an hour-long video, but it's definitely one worth your time, I would imagine. And yeah, thank you guys so much for your support. I hope you guys are enjoying this top 10 decks for Worlds. Tomorrow, which is Monday, we should be seeing Vespic and Vileplume, and then we'll be seeing at least Greninja, Water Toolbox, Metal type deck, and a Fire type deck featuring Volcanion EX of some sort. And then we'll figure out the rest. Darkrai Giratina, definitely Darkrai Giratina. And I'll see what else I come up with, okay? Or what else I consider that is worthwhile to potentially consider for Worlds, okay? So, that's it from me, guys. Don't forget to leave a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, which I know a lot of you haven't done yet, please subscribe. It'll help the channel out. It'd be amazing to come back from Worlds to 4,000 subscribers. That would be incredible. And yeah, that's gonna be it from me, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.